you hear I finally graduated?
Yeah, just a shade under a decade, too. All right.
You know, a lot of people go to college for 7 years.
I know. They're called doctors. Oh, that has to be you. Spray that thing for bugs?
And welcome back to Delray Cinema, ladies and gentlemen. I am your host, Brandon.
And your host, Sean.
Tonight, we have a great treat for you. We are getting to that point. We are starting to bring out a little bit of the bigger pictures. And what better yet to start it off with than Tommy Boy. Let's give Tommy Boy a hand.
Such a great movie.
Everybody, give it up for the great and late and great Chris Farley.
How can we not, right? How can we not? It's Chris Farley.
It's Chris Farley.
What do you think of Chris Farley, Brendan?
I love Chris Farley. I mean,
Saturday Night Live, Black Sheep, this.
I'm here to tell you that you're probably going to find out as you go out there that you're not going to amount to jack squat.
Oh, from the angry SNL guy?
Yeah. The motivational speaker?
Yeah.
Matt Foley. And I live in a van down by the river. Man, such a great cast. Everybody from, of course, Farley and Spade, Brian Dennehy, Rob Lowe, Dan Aykroyd. Everybody in this movie on point. On point in this comedy. Sean, what do you think of Chris Farley?
I think he's an amazing actor.
He was.
I'm mad that he didn't do more.
Before
his passing. I'm sure he would have done more.
Of course. We're not here to pass judgment on anybody, but of course there's always that replaying theme in the back of our heads. We wish this certain person could still be here to give us more joy, more humor, more laughter. But sadly, they're not with us anymore. But we have their great work, their incredible work to cherish and to forever remember them by.
So, Brendan, why don't you give us a little bit of a premise of what this movie is about?
This movie involves Tommy, as I'm sure we all know Farley. Tommy graduates from college finally after 7 years.
That's a doctor.
That is the doctor.
Is he a doctor, Brendan?
No, he is not.
Oh.
Neither is Ace Frehley, but I mean, he's a spaceman.
I thought he was a plumber. So you're kind of some kind of a spaceman, right, Ace? No, actually, I'm a plumber on the side. You remember?
Yeah.
In case you guys don't know what we're talking about, it's Kiss, Ace Frehley, and Kiss.
Yes.
All members of Kiss are amazing.
Yes.
It's not to go whether one Tommy Thayer or any of those.
Eric Carr, Eric Singer.
Exactly. We're not here to do any of that.
We have to give it up to the OG, Gene Simmons, Paul Stanley, Ace Frehley, and Peter Criss.
We have to.
That is Kiss.
I got a piece of pipe that I can have you work on in the back after you're done. Tell me about it. You remember?
Or you gotta love Gene Simmons on the Henry Rollins show. Either they're saying, "Wow, what a prick, what an asshole," or "This man is fascinating." Either way, they're not changing the channel, and I really am. I am fascinated.
You remember when Ace is like, "Oh,
and yet
all they see up here is 4 clowns with makeup."
and Mr. Simmons, we do highly agree. You are a fascinating man, a very
fascinating man. I agree. I totally
very
agree.
Attractive, very powerful and attractive.
Enough sidetracking off what we're not talking about because I'm getting a little excited talking about bands that I love. Let's get back to the show.
Before we get back to the show, of course, we talk about these bands. We can't wait to talk about them even more in our in our upcoming music episodes.
Can't wait.
We got everybody from Led Zeppelin, Green Day, Kiss, Aerosmith, Van Halen that we're going to be talking about. But that's going to come later, right, Sean? That's going to come. Those episodes are gonna come later. We are going to get into those are some of the names that we're going to get into when we do music. But anyways, back to the show. Tommy graduates college after 7 years. Goes back to his dad's auto parts.
He's met somebody at this point, right? And he's met somebody too, right?
Yes. He meets.
Or he was going to marry someone as well.
Yes. Tommy has been away. He comes back. His father, Tom Sr., played by the late and great Brian Dennehy, is a salesman who has this auto parts factory, Callahan Auto, and he brings Tommy over to give him a job, get him into the family business. And on the same note, he also has met a wife named Beverly.
Who is a money-hungry succubus.
Yes. We find that out later, but because of the circumstances that happen, it doesn't really pan out in the plan that she had. But it still kind of works to her favor, I guess.
It's called reading. Top to bottom.
We got Beverly played by the great Bo Derek. And then Tommy also gets reacquainted with someone named Michelle, played by the great Julie Warner. And now we get the introduction to Paul, played by Rob Lowe. Rob Lowe, the outsider.
Can I just say, me personally, I love Rob Lowe as an actor. Just because of Wayne's World.
I'm right there with you.
He's so funny in Wayne's World.
For me, it's Wayne's World, and he'll always be Soda Pop Curtis of The Outsiders.
Yes. Garth, can I talk to you for a second? Sure.
Sure.
I want to talk to you about maybe doing a couple changes. Changes? We fear change.
Garth, I have to say, you're my favorite character. I mean, I watch you and I just laugh and laugh.
Oh, yeah. And I just laugh and laugh. And he looks...
I've also learned something, too. A lot of cash, flawless body, and a hot car can get you far in America. Almost at the top. But it can't get you everything. Isn't it great that we're all better people?
Oh, yeah.
Fish stick!
Oh, yeah. Oh, she's really pretty, too.
What'd she say?
Jesus, what a goof.
So where'd you guys meet?
Everybody, I mean...
We met at the Fat Farm Spa.
This film really needs no introduction and no explanation, but you can't help but not talk about it. This is one of those movies where if you say a line from it, chances are someone else is going to come along and continue those lines or feed you back something else from this movie. Whether it's holy shnikes or oh son of a, that's going to
you really nowadays, if you haven't seen Tommy Boy, like Tommy Boy would say, you could just go, hit yourself with a tack hammer.
yeah.
It is a must-see movie. It is part of movie culture,
or
I'd say.
Or you could always ask him like Rob Lowe does.
Would you consider this movie culture?
I would.
Part of that genre?
Yes.
A must-see movie?
Definitely. I mean, you have two of Saturday Night Live's.
I think Saturday Night Live, and a lot of people didn't know that about Saturday Night Live, is Saturday Night Live carved a lot of the comedy that we have today.
Yes.
It really did, especially television and movies. People will say what they want to say, but I feel like Saturday Night Live had a lot of driving force to a lot of the good comedies.
Wayne's World originated as a...
I know. I was just about to bring that up. how many great things have come off Saturday Night Live.
Anything
There's
from-
been so many great things.
Anything from Wayne's World to the Coneheads, another Dan Aykroyd classic. Gilda Radner.
God, Coneheads was so good.
The daily morning mass consumption.
Oh yeah,
I will enjoy it.
I will enjoy it. Yeah.
The
I love
morning,
Tom- you remember-
the morning consumption of
He was the repairman?
of mass quantities. I will
You
enjoy
remember when he's at Subway?
it. Oh yeah.
When she's at Subway with Chris Farley,
Yeah.
and he goes like this. Whoa, you can eat. You remember? She scarfs it down with one thing. Oh yeah.
Where he starts shoving the waffle in his mouth.
No, you remember? No, you remember the sandwich?
Yeah.
Whoa! Fucking Chris Farley, dude. Oh, ladies and gentlemen,
Or you
and I'm
could-
sure in a lot of farm towns and other places as well,
we're in
cow tipping.
today. Our film is set in rural Sandusky, Ohio.
They're cow tipping right now, right?
You know,
Or trying. They're
a
attempting to cow tip. It went terribly wrong, apparently.
And I love the way that Farley gets ready for cow tipping like he would a football match.
Because-
he was a football player in high school.
Do you know what position he played?
I want to say linebacker, but I'm not entirely sure. Don't quote me on that, folks. I'm not entirely sure. That's a guess off of my top. But you know what? That gives us a perfect time to cue to our next segment. Let's take a look. Let's dig in.
Let's dig in.
Let's dig into a little bit of Chris Farley.
That's cold. I'm a maniac on the
It's actually a good scene too.
Let's take a listen while we dig in.
Did you eat a lot of paint chips when you were a kid?
Why? Luke, I am your father.
Aw, I've interrupted happy time. Look, your father wants you to check out the delay problems we're having at the loading dock. Now, I know you'd love to just sit there and keep being not slim, but we gotta work a little today, okay?
That was from Star Wars.
I know.
Defensive lineman. Defensive lineman, ladies and
This
gentlemen.
sword is going to Columbus. That's
Defensive lineman before he switched over to rugby.
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 Wow.
See these letters by the city?
Have you ever done any sports? Try out for anything?
I did try out for lacrosse once.
you-
My brother was a lacrosse player for high school.
Did you get in the lacrosse team?
No, I didn't.
It's all right. I tried out for football. I didn't get in the football team.
Does it count if I said I tried football in middle school, but it was during?
No, that doesn't count.
That
It's got to
doesn't-
be a high school
If
thing.
it's in the class and it's not high school, it don't count.
Yeah, no, I don't. What is this?
We've
You were a professional elementary school quarterback?
because we've all played these sports in PE, so that does not count as the
Are
team.
you,
Apparently,
next thing you're going to tell me is I'm a professional dodgeball player?
now evidently my exotic colleague says that cannot be possible.
We can play you in a game of dodgeball after this episode.
like Dr. Evil to number 2.
So what do
To
you think
have
of this?
sharks with freaking laser beams attached to their head. Now, evidently, my psychotic colleague says that is not possible. What do we have? Sea bass. Right. Mutated sea bass.
Why do you think she doesn't want to put things in a file cabinet?
She's growing with the times. This is 1994. A time where a lot of manual things like documents like documents and papers are being early transported into computer. Barely at the peak when.
But she's not trying to do computer things with them. She just puts the paperwork everywhere, right?
She does have it in her computers.
Oh, yeah, she does the little logins, but...
Yep.
I wonder why she has all her paperwork sitting around like that, not in the file cabinets.
Well, she's probably...
Her method works, guess.
She's probably dictating it into the computer.
Probably.
Transferring it, you know? Because this is back when they didn't have... back when scanners weren't even a thing. You had to type every single document.
Look, Tony, something about getting old and being alone. You know, something. Yeah. It's cool. You know?
So what do you think about the whole marriage thing in the movie?
Well...
I mean, they weren't together that long, right? And it's just kind of a whole marriage all of a sudden?
Well, as a wise man that we'll be visiting and seeing very soon once said his philosophy,
Chubby?
marriage is a prison. A man-made prison. You're doing time. When you get up in the morning, she's there. No. The great Cosmo Kramer, but no. This whole marriage thing, I stand with Tommy. As long as, you know, he's trying to make himself happy. He wants to be happy with some, obviously he doesn't know of Beverly's ulterior motives.
With the son that she's sleeping with, right?
Matter. Yeah. Or Paul's for that. That's what I mean.
That's weird. Is this probably your favorite Chris Farley movie, or do you have...
I would have to... It's a tie between this and Black Sheep. As much as I love Beverly Hills Ninja.
I think Beverly Hills Ninja was hilarious, too, right?
It was. Sadly, that was one of his later and last ones, but... As a standalone Farley film, Beverly Hills Ninja. With Spade, him and Spade, it would have to be this. Him and David Spade makes such
Spade was in Black Sheep, right?
Yeah. That was the other movie that they both did.
Paul says that's great.
And you guarantee everything you say. You know, I could guarantee you all day long, but we both know a guarantee is only as good as the man who writes it. Sounds good, Tom.
What a nice guy.
Good. Still the best, Tom.
Sellers can still sell the son of a bitch.
Damn.
I just want to tell you, you really look dynamite today, Beverly.
Yeah, Tom, you are a lucky man. Boy, but I'd like to get some of that.
What a nice guy. What a nice thing to say about somebody.
Richard, you got an edit button on that thing?
It'll cost.
I'm sure we've all met that one person at a wedding
Hold on a second, folks. That
that expresses their drunken
Listen, I want to thank you all
hormones for the bride,
Welcome two new Callahans to the
but it adds for
All the time, probably.
it adds for a great comedic scene.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Spade with with this video camera right here. One of those old school big ass cameras that you have to hold with the stick at the end.
Oh, my
Rest
God.
on your shoulder like that. Man, have we really gone from those video cameras?
God, I remember the big video cameras. My
That's like
parents had one of those, the big camcorders.
My grandmother too. That's like America's Funniest Home Video status. Old school America's Funniest Home Video. I love, it took me a while to notice this after watching it for a long time. And
But-
I'm not just saying this because obviously he was heavily influenced by him, but this wedding song scene where they're dancing, you can totally see John Belushi's influence on Chris Farley. You can see him doing some of the same dance moves from Blues Brothers almost. I'd never noticed this before, up until now. And man, was Farley heavily influenced by Belushi and John Candy.
He really liked them, didn't he?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's not much more we can
They were his
say.
idols, especially John Belushi.
Lost someone we love. It hurts. Even though Tom
John Belushi was still alive when he was still around, though, right?
remain in our
No.
lives forever.
He
He
was
passed already, right?
Yeah, sadly.
When Chris Farley got big. When did he pass away?
82, 1982.
Mm.
Candy, John Candy was still barely around when Farley was coming up. Sadly, John Candy passed the year this film came out. Definitely can't wait to do the great outdoors or trains, planes, and automobiles.
Planes, trains, and automobiles.
I messed that up, didn't I?
You fuck up.
You too.
Don't go too far, Brendan.
No. Fuck the park. I know.
So his father's passed. Very sad. The company is now at his feet.
Yeah,
It's his company now.
They're all in disarray, trying to figure out what's going to happen, what the future of the company is going to be, ultimately. Surprised you didn't come up to me, Sean, and go, "Can you fly, Brendan?"
I'm trying to figure out. It was raining. I wonder where they filmed it. Makes me wonder where they filmed that
Ohio.
scene. The Callahan was filmed in Ohio. That was not in LA
And then he'd be over there.
I don't.
because it looked like a rain set,
Playing with your dick.
like a
Let's take
set where they throw rain on it. You
Let's
know.
take a look.
But then again, it doesn't matter. They can bring those rain sets anywhere around
true.
any state.
Let's take another round of.
Yeah, this
Let's
is a
dig in.
perfect scene for that too.
Let's dig in.
15.
Let's dig into some facts, ladies and gentlemen.
While listening to a great scene.
I'm really glad you brought me out here.
Can't believe you wanted to. Although it's pretty fun. If we had some wind. Can't believe there's no wind. You need wind, because it,
Helps push the sail.
yeah.
So, what are you gonna do now?
I don't know. But I gotta do something.
Oh,
I don't
all
know
right,
what.
we have it.
Man, do I sound like an idiot.
The film was shot primarily in Toronto
Sorry
and
about this wind.
LA.
I can't believe there
Toronto,
isn't any wind
Toronto,
out here.
Canada,
It's
and
ridiculous.
LA.
There we go.
That's great.
I bet you that Callahan scene then was in LA.
Probably.
In one of the backlots of whatever studio.
Oh yeah, for the most part. I bet you this pond scene was probably up in Canada. This sailboat scene was probably filmed in Toronto.
rascals. I guess that's your theory.
This was Universal, right?
So we'll see what
Paramount.
happens.
Paramount?
Yeah.
Your cell is limp, like you're dead.
What's your language?
It's kind of fitting how they filmed this movie in Toronto and
So they probably filmed that on the Paramount set.
Gilligan, did you
That Callahan
yeah,
thing.
more than likely.
Spitting punks that this wind doesn't pick up.
It's kind of cool how they filmed this in Toronto and they have Dan Aykroyd in it. Dan Aykroyd is a Toronto, Ontario
Keep
native.
interrupting us. I'm
of
sorry
Canada.
about that. You were saying about the.
Hey, lady, look out! There's a fat whale on your boat! Yeah! Free Willy!
Listen up, you little spazoids! I know where you live and I've seen where you sleep. I swear to everything holy that your mothers will cry when they see what I've done to you.
That's how you scare kids away, ladies and gentlemen. Just
Pretty
yell-
much be a girl and scream at them. That'll pretty much
tell
do
them
it.
that you're gonna
Yeah.
go for them where they sleep. You know?
Yeah, and kill them.
Yeah, kids.
That was awesome.
You sound like Trevelyan, sir.
Ladies
Kill 'em.
and gentlemen, we're in
If
real
he moves,
trouble.
kill him.
Zelensky Industries has an offer on the table to buy us out.
And now we enter a very famous scene where Callahan,
This is
where Tommy decides, I'm going to do exactly what my father did. I'm going to start this. I'm going to get the company saved.
This is the scene where Tommy steps into the role of his
That,
father.
of course, includes
That
you,
his
Mrs. Callahan,
father left.
now that you and Tommy are the primary shareholders.
It seems vulgar to
Big
think
Tom.
about money at a time like this.
I don't want to hear the word sell.
It's not Little Tom?
But Ron,
Little Tom is
I can't tell.
you can't tell much, can you?
Keep saying shit. I can't tell if it's Big Tom or Little Tom.
You can't tell much.
I got something to tell you.
You should wear your glasses. Oh my god. Why do you do that to me?
So they think Callahan Auto died with it.
That's when the whores come in.
Oh god.
Excuse me, what was that?
Fucking Rob Lowe, dude.
$20 to pay the rent? Maybe instead I'll spend it on the
Rob
whore.
Lowe, we love your work, mister.
Choice.
Anywhere from
I want his leather jacket.
Wayne's World to this film.
stock.
Rob Lowe, Mr. Lowe, you played a great young number 2, a great young portrayal of Robert Wagner.
What are you saying, Tom? You just want to hand over your...
To me personally, you will always be Soda Pop Curtis
My dad said the new
from The
pads for
Outsiders.
future, Callahan.
But who's going to sell them?
I will. I'll go on my dad's sales trip.
I'll be damned. Whores running around doing their little behind shake for the menfolk.
I kind of like her idea.
Surprised nobody said
Once during the war, I visited a prostitute, and my life has been a living hell ever since.
You told her.
I'm surprised that the prostitute didn't literally shave his testicles.
I can hold off Zelensky for a couple of weeks. What do we got?
So what's your overall opinion of the movies?
At the age of 9, I took up tap dancing. I wanted to be an actor, a dancer. You know, we really have to stop right here. No.
I don't know much.
I'm sorry, could you ask that again?
Yeah.
But he does.
What were you asking?
Oh no.
That's right. Richard knows more about breakdance
That was
than
my
anyone
fault.
in here.
Wait, man, so I fuck up.
I say you had the rest of the year pretty much wide open.
This fucking guy, he just wants. This whole road trip
Do you have a better suggestion?
is so fun.
This is an extension of Farley and Spade from their improv on SNL, from how they their camaraderie and how they fit together so well.
Here you're getting fatter. What did I say about eating in the car anyway?
That's not good because it spoils your dinner.
Hey, Tommy, this is not a vacation for me.
So what's your overall opinion so far on the movie?
What you can do is pretend to work, okay? Now let's review.
What was that?
Okay, you're right.
Go ahead.
First, what are the 3 grades?
What's your overall opinion on the movie so far?
I love it.
Oh yeah?
There is no so far in all this movie. I love to bits and pieces. From beginning to end, middle.
Try an association, like, let's say the average person uses
What's your overall take of this movie?
You already know how I feel about it.
1.5%. The rest is clogged with multiple.
It's an amazing movie. Probably
It really is.
one of the, like I said, it's probably definitely my favorite Chris Farley movie.
Mine too. I love how, just like on Saturday Night Live, it's extremely hard for Spade to keep a straight face around Farley. You can see in his eyes when he's about to start laughing and break character.
The tie thing?
Yeah.
It's a clip-on. Yeah, are you sure?
Yeah. That sounds like you to me sometimes.
Are you sure?
Dickhead. No.
What a nice guy.
All right.
Terrific. Thanks for your time. Let me say...
Well then, I just like to add.
So they're about to make their first deal, and
having alloy mix.
They're out there.
They're trying.
Doing what they can to make the sales. They've reached a potential, but folks, we gotta listen to this scene just to hear it.
Our new brake pads are really cool. You're not even gonna believe it. Like, let's say you're driving along the road with your family, and you're driving along, la la la, woo, and then all of a sudden there's a truck tire in the middle of the road, and you hit the brakes. Whoa, that was close. Now let's see what happens when you're driving with the other guy's brake pads. You're driving along, and all of a sudden the kids are yelling from the back seat, I gotta go to the bathroom, Daddy. Not now,
Look at
damn
Spade.
it. Truck tire. I can't stop.
David Spade's face is just like, what the fuck are you doing?
There's a cliff! Oh, and your family's screaming, oh my God, we're burning alive! No, I can't
So, just to give you guys a premise of what's going on, he's taking an antique model car of a person they're trying to sell brake pads and smashing it right in front of them on their desk, just to show them what the competitors' brake pads won't do.
All because you want to save a couple extra pennies. And to me, it doesn't get out. Now.
Everybody, let's give Farley another round of applause for that scene.
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Definitely
I love how
one of his classics.
I like how they have the fire still going when they leave. There's still a fire on the desk, man. You got to put that fire out, man.
You sound like if Tony Montana met Tommy. You ever put the fire out, man? Well, what are you talking about?
Fill it up with gas, okay?
Oh yeah, here we go.
Directions to our next huge embarrassing failure.
You're a huge embarrassing failure.
What?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Folks, this is a classic moment where David Spade is trying to. His character comes off very pretentious. Sorry, Captain.
Maybe
Stutter's
a warning
here.
on people: don't be pretentious in the wrong moments, just thinking you have it solved.
I've turned into Captain Stutters. I'm sorry. Where David Spade's character comes off pretentious, but he gets proven wrong. Meanwhile, Tommy does what he can to fill some gas. There's a lot of open
By
do-
ripping off the
There's a lot of open doors.
by
in
ripping
this.
it off the car door.
There's a lot of open doors in
22 miles.
this scene, isn't there?
And you're
Yeah.
really smart, yet it's not on the map.
I'm picking up sharp.
Well, I should hope so, because I'm laying it on pretty thick.
Folks, let's take another listen.
That's Mappa, Illinois, which we're in, on the border of Iowa, which is where Davenport is, 22 miles away. You're in the wrong state. Get yourself a new map.
Oh. Well, that wasn't so hard, was it? Okay. How much do I owe for gas?
You didn't pump any.
What? Hey, why are you pumping gas?
They're all out. They only got diesel. Better go to the next station.
They only got diesel.
What'd you do? Oh, the look of disgust on Spade's face.
I'd like
Man.
to welcome you all to our annual
His car just gets it in this movie.
I know it doesn't quite feel the same.
It's such a nice car, but it goes through complete hell in this film.
Try and have some fun.
Hey, Mr. Reddown, is it true Tommy's on the road trying to save this place?
Tom's out there filling in for his dad until we get things settled here.
Are you kidding? We're all screwed. Not kidding.
It's like they took a classic car and just destroyed it.
Yep.
It's a nice car too.
It's a very nice car. Very beautiful. But sadly, for the sake of comedy, it will not survive this movie. It will survive, but not very much.
You should have given it to me as a present.
He should have.
Imaginary.
Yeah. I mean, he's just going to pop out of the television right now and go, here you go, Sean. You can take my car.
Yeah.
He's just gonna drop it on your doorstep, right?
Times like that, I wish we were a little more involved. Evolved, we could just.
It's too bad he didn't.
Oh yeah.
Oh, if something pops up on TV,
Just
oh,
retry it
what's
on
the
the
price
TV
for that? Let me have it.
You know, at that point, screw reaching into the TV. Let's just hop in the TV ourselves. Be part of the picture.
That's what I would do.
Forget bringing the car back. I want to go back there.
Could you imagine how many people would be living inside a video game or something if you could just walk inside of it?
I hope so. Hold on right there.
Imagine just walking right out into that carnival.
Hey, Brendan, you're late for work. I'm sorry. Well, what's your excuse? I was stuck inside Grand Theft Auto.
Or, instead, you better get to work. Oh, yeah, I'll be there.
Only thing keeping us.
Climb right in.
Climb right in.
I'm calling out today. I'm gonna be in TV land, video game land.
Pull up a wallpaper of the airport and just go. I'm here.
Here we go. Run right into the wall like Harry Potter did.
We made it.
Run right into the TV like
Right
Harry
in.
Potter.
Or like this. We made it.
We made it. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. No, that's a different movie for a different time.
That's a good movie.
It is.
Yeah, look, when
They killed his deer almost.
They almost kill him, but the deer makes it. He will survive.
Wish I could kill you.
You wish you could, huh?
Oh yeah, that's what you want to do with your life.
You couldn't. The boy's actually quite astute. I actually am trying to kill him, but so far, quite quietly, like his old man. See, this is what I'm talking about.
I can't believe how much damage.
Who's going to take over the world when I die?
I can't believe how much damage the deer does to this car.
Mm-hmm. Now we only got 20 minutes before Brady Automotive closes.
He definitely goes in for the kill of the deer.
I don't know, the vet?
Goes in for the kill of the car.
Why not? Take you to the vet.
Animals destroying cars.
Got that?
And this one, it's a deer. The Hangover, it's a tiger.
Yep.
You know that thing in the back seat?
Hey, bro, would you put some pants on? I find it odd I have to ask you twice.
Oh, yeah. He's fucking naked in that.
I find it odd that I have to ask you twice.
Well, he's asking Alan, right?
Yeah. This is Doug's phone. No shit.
No shit.
Alan, it's me. Oh, hey, this is Doug. This is Doug's phone. No shit.
Watch and learn. Of course I understand, but know me.
You ready to let me
I love that. I need that.
Ooh,
I want that in my house now.
It makes sense.
Look at that. It's a table that's a giant clock.
Coffee table.
But I don't like you. Probably never will. You're a smug, unhappy little man, and you treat people like they were idiots.
Mr. Brady, you and my dad go way back.
Son, I was sorry to hear about your dad. I was. But before I decide to keep my business with your place, I'd have to come by and have a look at your new operation.
Hey, I tell you what, you can take a good look at a butcher's ass by sticking your head up there, but wouldn't you rather take his word for it?
Did Tommy just pull a Tony Montana? Why don't you stick your head up your ass?
Yeah, see if it fits.
Yeah, okay.
It's got to be your bowl.
Howdy, nigga.
Here's the deal. If I want you derailed, shut up, Richard.
You derailed. Shut up, Richard.
Forget it, I quit.
Sometimes that's you with me, huh? Shut up, Brendan.
Yeah, that's how I feel about you a lot of the time on TV, on the show sometimes. Shit.
I have that was a.
Yeah, then you want to say, shut up, Sean.
That was a preemptive shh.
Yeah.
I want you to know I have a whole bag of shh with your name on it. Would you like a sucker of my zipper? Zip it.
We'll be in touch.
So he starts selling, though. He starts going to town.
Pretty soon he starts selling.
No, I'm saying.
Once he does, yeah.
Yeah.
That guy.
And they're going all over the Midwest. Ohio to Minnesota.
What do you think
Iowa.
of? What do you think of the whole idea?
And they end in Chicago.
Let's be realistic here. Or not realistic, or more like let's just talk about how we really feel about this. What's your overall this kind of idea on the movie? You know, son saving his dad's company.
What's my myth idea?
No. How do you feel about the idea that they come for this movie?
I love
Like the story.
How I feel about the idea of this story. It's.
Do you think it was a good idea?
It was. It was a brilliant idea. It's a brilliant.
The kid saves
it's a brilliant
saves
idea.
his father's company. I love it.
It's a brilliant idea to have someone as funny as Farley be the hero in the end. Someone as funny as Spade being his guiding help.
Well, it's actually kind of nice because if you think about it,
more of a guiding help than his father.
You actually got to think about it because it's kind of funny.
Sorry about your car, man.
Because
It sucks.
he could have sold the company and made money.
Yeah.
It's not like you were selling it because it was going to go out of business.
Well,
They couldn't take out another loan. That was the deal, right?
Well, the thing is that Zelensky. Oh, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. Dan Aykroyd.
Look at that car or truck of yours. Come see old Ray. Hey, you want a guarantee? I got a guarantee stamped on every box.
He's got really weird hair.
But more important is the guarantee that I make to the American worker. I want your truck to help you get the job done. I want your cruiser to get out there safely so you can clean up the streets. And I want your kids to be safe when you take them for a ride.
Thanks, Ray.
Thank you, son. The name's Zelensky. I make car parts for the American working man because that's what I am. And that's who I care about.
He seems like a nice guy.
This is the guy trying to buy the company, not to mention put you out in the street, and all you can say is, he seems like a nice guy.
He does.
Yeah.
Hey, Michelle, wow.
I think that answers your question, though.
You remember he's leaving the window open, all the moths. Look,
Yeah.
You remember? Look, you're letting all the moths in.
Can we get any more moths in here?
Yeah, did you just hear him? Can we get any more in here?
I don't know. I guess he's clean. Michelle, can I call you back in a few minutes? Thanks. I miss you.
But honestly, I think that answers your question right there.
You can't sleep with the window open, and I'm gonna lay down some other rules too.
What are you so mad about?
Are you nuts? Do you even have to ask? My car is destroyed. We haven't made one sale, which means we only have to sell about
Meaning once Zelensky buys the factory, he'll just bring his own people in to work it and put those guys out of the job.
But regardless, he's going to make money.
Him?
He doesn't have to do this.
Well, he
wants to do it for people to have a job and save the company.
And to keep his dad's legacy up.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he doesn't need to because he could still be a rich man.
Right. But he.
That's not what he's about. That's what makes it such a good movie.
Yeah. Deep inside, he wouldn't want to do that.
I think that's what makes it such a good movie.
That guy look hard.
You know, a lot of people really. I mean, if you could do what you can to, save your parents' legacy, and it's up to you, I wouldn't sell it either.
Right.
I'd fight to the bone for it,
And at least this movie...
He just destroyed that jacket. Look at him.
This actually originated as a little gag on Saturday Night Live that he would do in the dressing rooms.
Look at that country
He would do fat guy in a little coat in front of Spade trying to get him to crack and everything.
Talk about lame.
Let's listen to some sing-along.
I don't care, it's up to you.
Some music, folks.
Suit yourself.
We're gonna get soft real quick. If anyone's ever felt heartbreak, sorrow, sadness, that song goes out to you.
He left the paint can and he left the oil can in there. You idiot. That is hilarious.
Oh, God.
So he leaves an oil can in there.
Pretty much. And we're about to find out.
Hey, I was just thinking. When we stopped for gas this morning, oil in.
Hey, if you're gonna say I didn't put the right kind in, you're wrong. I used 10W30. And besides, motor oil would have nothing to do with this accident.
True, but you can't latch the hood too well if you don't take the can out, you no-selling waste of space. I swear to God, you're worthless.
What an
I'm sorry
asshole.
about your car. But don't call
David
me
Spade is
worthless.
such a
I'm
little
trying
prick
my
in
best.
this movie.
I'm not my
He
fault.
really is.
But I get where he's coming from,
Sell
though.
a ketchup popsicle to a woman in white gloves.
Ketchup popsicle?
Yeah, I learned everything I know from him. I didn't have a father, and he looked out for me, but he was your real dad. You just took it for granted. Hey, I'm Big Tom's son. He'll fix everything, so I'm allowed to be a moron.
I get where he's coming from, though. I mean, but he is way too. His character's way too harsh.
Oh, yeah.
That's it, baby boy. I'm gonna wail on you. You're gonna regret it.
Of course, Mr. Spade, I don't mean you. I mean your character in this movie.
You don't want none of me. Think it through.
Come on, give me your best shot. I'll give
Of
you a
Richard.
free one. Let me have it.
But hey, you know, there's a bright side to this movie.
Come on, you can do better than that.
At least
You're a
it-
fuck?
Fuck you. Fuck you.
They still know how to fuck up a good time?
Fuck you. Fuck this guy.
Yeah, really.
Fuck him.
Hey, you trying to break up my party, Brendan?
Drinks are on the house.
Yeah, on the house.
He insulted Farley a little bit.
A little bit. You insulted his character. You insulted David Spade's character a little bit.
I was a little out of order myself.
Yeah, you were.
I didn't insult nobody.
Really hurt.
Fuck.
Oh, yeah. Oh.
Fuck. No, Spade's probably thinking, fucking break up my movie.
Yeah, break up my fucking movie. If he heard you right now, what you just said about it, be like, break up my fucking movie.
You know,
dude, he hit him hard as fuck with that 2x4, dude.
Yeah, he did. But there's one thing we can say about this movie.
And you.
And let's listen to how
Let's take a
his
listen
negotiation skills come into play and really
see it.
get him into the movie.
Just got cold stuff and desserts.
Boy, some chicken wings have really hit the spot. You sure it's closed?
Let me check. Yep, it's closed.
Okay, I'll just have a sugar packet or two. Hey, what's your name?
Helen.
That's nice. You look like a Helen. Helen, we're both in sales. Let me tell you why.
Isn't it wonderful to watch him
Let's say I
transfer into this salesperson and then David Spade realizes it in this whole argument?
You see his dad.
In this scene, and then David Spade's like,
oh, my pretty little.
You see that spark.
I love you. So I stroke it.
Fucking
and
David
pet
Spade's
it,
character, dude.
And massage it. Yeah, I love it. I love my little naughty pet. You're naughty. And then I take my naughty pet and I go. Oh! I killed it! I killed my sale! That's when I blow it. That's when people like us have got to forge ahead, Helen. Am I right?
God, you're sick. Tell you what, I'll go turn the fryers back on and throw some wings in for you.
Hey, thanks, Helen. Tell me likey. Tell me what wingy.
I love that.
What are you talking about?
That 180 you just pulled at the waitress. Why can't you sell like that?
I was just having fun. If we didn't get the wings, so what? We still got that meat lover's pizza in the trunk.
Hey, you got the wings because you were relaxed.
Hey, we had
You
pizza tonight, didn't we?
confidence. And that's
It
what
was
you
good.
need to sell.
We had pizza because of Tommy.
Your dad
Yep.
had that.
Because he loved the pizza when he was in college.
Heard these
The
things.
My dad was
pizza,
smart.
Very true.
in college,
But there's two
and,
types of
the
smart.
meat lovers in their
Book
trunk.
smarts, which waved bye-bye to you long ago. And there's street smart, the ability to read people. And you know how to do that, just like your dad. He was the best at knowing what people wanted to hear and what people needed to hear. That's what selling is all about. In a way, these people are buying you, not just breaking.
You know, I will say
Hey,
this,
everybody,
no homo.
it's Tony Rabbit.
Farley had some nice looking eyes, nice looking
You're
color
right,
guys.
Yeah.
Very,
Oh,
very
wait,
Nice hair color, too.
Very, yeah,
Got him right after
very
Thanksgiving
handsome
feast.
looking man.
Oh,
You're
nice.
such a handsome boy.
Cooper scooper.
Oh,
You know, there is one thing I will say about this movie,
There's a problem.
at least this movie and the ones we've done before are about something. At least what we've seen so far, folks, what we've been diving into are about something. That's not to say what we will be diving into next week will be. Because what we're going to be diving into next week, it's about nothing, isn't it?
It's really about nothing.
It's a show about nothing.
It's a show about nothing.
Sean, what did you do today?
I went to the store.
That's the show.
All right, you want to talk about guarantees, then...
Of course, hint, hint, we're talking about a certain show about nothing. We hope to use that as an Easter egg.
Let's think about this.
As a sneak
and
peek.
here's the switch up.
Why would somebody put a guarantee on a box? Very interesting. Hold on, I'm listening. Here's the way I see it, Ted.
Here we go.
The guy puts a fancy guarantee on a box because he wants you to feel all warm and toasty inside. Yeah, makes a man feel good. Of course it does. Why shouldn't it? You figure you put that little box under your pillow at night, the guarantee fairy might come by and leave a quarter. Am I right, Ted? What's your point? The point is, how do you know the fairy isn't a crazy glue sniffer? Build a model airplane, says the little fairy. Well, we're not buying it. He sneaks into your house once, that's all it takes. Next thing you know, there's money missing off the dresser and your daughter's knocked up. I've seen it 100 times.
But why do they put a guarantee on the box then?
Because they know all they sold you was a guaranteed piece of shit. That's all it is, isn't it? Hey, if you want me to take a dump in a box and mark it guaranteed, I will. I got spare time. But for now, for your customer's sake, for your daughter's sake, you might want to think about buying a quality product from me.
Okay, I'll buy from you.
Oh, that's... What?
And that's pretty much how the ball goes from
this
here on out.
This is where the movie unravels itself. Rob Lowe and the widow now are starting to quiver a bit, aren't they?
Yeah,
Starting to
just
get
a little bit
nervous.
And see, this is where leaving the paperwork out kind of falters her and leaving her computer open. Because, Rob Lowe goes in there and
now
changes a bunch of shit.
Now he's trying to go at the trucks first, trying to pop their tires and so they can't deliver anything. But soon someone's gonna find out that these two are criminals. At least Rob Lowe's the bigger criminal. Oh yeah, just aim for the flammable part.
Yeah,
blow up the entire thing, including yourself.
Oh! I forgot about that.
So you just leave the door open and don't think to close it.
What a smart guy.
Genius. You break into the Bank of England, fire steal trillions and fire a missile to wipe out the trace of the action. Ingenious. Thank you, James. But it still boils down to petty theft. In the end, you're just a bank robber. Nothing more than a common thief.
And he gets mad about it.
Yeah.
Well, looks like we're kind of coming to a close tonight, aren't we? A little bit?
Yeah.
Maybe watch a little more? What do you think? Give our audience a little more of the taste of this movie?
You know what?
Look at this. Wait. I forgot about this scene. Uh-oh.
After this scene...
Tough guy. Look at this.
Oh, here we go.
Don't give it a weight room thing.
You know where the weight room is? I'll check it on.
Sorry.
Idiot. Oh, Daddy loves
She's really pretty, too.
Well, you deserve a swim. Now take off that itchy robe.
It's a nice hotel that they're staying at.
Uh-huh. Might have to listen to one more funny scene before we get off of this podcast for tonight.
Nobody's around.
This is a classic scene, too.
After this, let's see Mr. Dan Aykroyd after this.
Oh, for the love of God, I've been patient. Please don't stop. You've been on the road. Oh, those are real. No one's looking. Speaking of no one's looking. Bed, girl. Ah, thank you.
I'm back. Richard, what were you doing?
Going over some documents.
Where are they? Jeez, I don't see them.
They're in my briefcase. I thought you were going to keep them.
They were closed. How could you be reading documents when they're in your briefcase? That's a mystery. Richard, were you watching Spank Revision?
Okay, then, let's hit it.
Maybe you were watching a movie with that funny comedian. Oh, what's his name? Buddy Wackett?
Shirt on.
Hey, that's a pretty girl down there.
Good for her.
Geez, I wonder if she goes out with one of the Yankees.
Couldn't tell you.
Well,
Let's see Mr. Dan Aykroyd real quick. We can't go empty-handed on this film without visiting him.
mm-mm. Perfect.
It's always great to. This has to be one of my favorite parts of the movie. Is his introduction alone. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Dan Aykroyd.
Mr. Zielinski, I'm Tommy Callahan, Big Tom Callahan's son. Sorry to hear about your dad. He was a good man. Went a little heavy on the pine tree perfume there, kid. Sir, it's a taxi cab air freshener. Great, you pinpointed it. Step 2 is washing it off.
Sir, what exactly?
So, how do you feel about him in this movie?
I love Dan Aykroyd. I love Dan Aykroyd in all of his roles. I mean, it's a Blues Brother. It's an OG cast member of Saturday Night Live.
Oh yeah.
That actually goes all the way back to with Belushi.
Well, we're probably gonna have to close the book for tonight.
Yeah, folks, it's
getting to that time.
It's been a great episode. We want to thank everybody for tuning into us over the past couple weeks.
Okay.
Thank you for the likes and the follows. We hope to give you more great content. Big changes are coming. As a matter of fact, one of the big changes is going to happen very, very soon. And once again, if this is your first episode listening to us, we welcome you. Those who have followed us all the way to this point, we thank you deeply for following us and sticking with us. We hope you all have a tremendous weekend. Thank you very much. I'm your host, Brendan.
And I'm your host, Sean.
Good night.
Good night.
Yeah? Got a little problem here. I've been stuck out here for an hour with no wind again. I'm supposed to be at Michelle's for dinner. So if you could give me a little help, I'd appreciate it. If not, don't worry about it. I'm trying to do everything I think you'd be doing. And so far, it's going pretty good. I just want to tell you that I still love you, and I sure miss you a lot.
As we all miss you, Mr. Chris Farley, we hope you are still resting well in paradise. And Mr. Brian Denningham.
Hey! Thanks, Dad! Oh, son of a... That's gonna leave a mark.
Let's all give Farley and Spade another hand. Good night, ladies and gentlemen.
Love you all. Have a great night. Be safe.
Be safe.